Kremlin-controlled media never stops repeating altered facts or completely made-up stories about alleged war crimes committed by the Ukrainian army against the civilian population of the Donbas.
Shelling from the side of Ukrainian terrorists. Absolutely monstrous artillery shellings.
I almost got killed 4 times.
Russia keeps denying that it is involved in the war, while its investigative committee continues opening criminal proceedings against Ukrainian soldiers. They keep accusing them of shelling residential areas.
89 people are suspected. Among them, 47 are representatives of the Ukrainian armed forces.
Television, internet, speeches at the UN and EU bodies, and street protests. The Kremlin uses all possible mediums to cultivate a negative image for the Ukrainian military. But the truth is completely different. This video was filmed by Russian invasion forces at the beginning of the war, and this is not the only case. In one interview, a separatist artillery officer under the call sign Korsa said that she fired at civilians from the Ukrainian side while posing as the Ukrainian military.
As I was moving through Ukrainian territory under the Ukrainian flag, I was shooting at targets.
This Kremlin terrorist did not specify what she was targeting, and this is understandable since she would have faced grave consequences such as prison or the death penalty. Another story worth mentioning is the shooting of a trolley bus in Donetsk in January 2015. Russian propaganda blamed the Ukrainian military, yet our colleagues from the Anti-Zombie Project debunked the myth long ago. Mortar shells could not reach Donetsk if shot from Ukrainian military positions, since it was too far away. This info was also supported by one of the Russian-backed militant leaders, Denis Letov.
There was infighting between Oplot and Russian Cossacks. Cossacks came to punish, and they were using a mortar to shell the headquarters of the Oplot. They missed and hit the trolley bus stop.
Soon after this speech, Letov was kidnapped and sent to prison by his own brothers-in-arms. This was the Kremlin's punishment for talking too much. So what could the Kremlin's goals be? Why would they blame the Ukrainian army for shelling civilians? One of those goals is to dehumanize Ukrainians. Ukrainian soldiers are portrayed as monsters killing civilians. Civilians in turn are being told that the Ukrainian army keeps killing. And imagine what would happen if Ukraine reclaimed all of Donbas.
A piece of land and 2 slaves.
By the way, this is how liberated Kramatorsk, Slovyansk, and Mariupol look. No curfew, salaries and pensions are paid on time, and people who express dissent are not arrested, killed, or kidnapped. The other reason for this propaganda spiel is that it presents useful tools for Russia to use and shift the blame onto Ukraine, and thus give other countries a reason to lift sanctions against Russia. Russia, the aggressor state, claims it is Ukraine which breaks treaties and international law. At the same time, they are trying to cover up their own crimes.
Попадание по дому, прямое попадание, да, это жесть.
February 2017, Avdiivka is being shelled by Russians using mortar shells and high-caliber artillery. Civilians are killed and houses are destroyed. December of the same year, the village of Novoluhansk gets hit with dozens of Grad missiles. It was a miracle that no one died. May 2018, a mortar shell killed a schoolgirl in Toretsk. The same year, on August 24th, the village of Rubrivka was shelled using high-caliber ordnance. A father of 2 was killed. This year, civilians were killed by Russian shellings in Chermolek, Krasnohorivka, and dozens of homes were burned down in Novoluhansk and Mariivka.
She cannot hear in one of her ears, a concussion probably caused by the blast wave.
This is just a small portion of crimes by the occupiers, but Russia will never declare these truths on their TV. It is always better to lie, just as their idols did.
Goebbels said that the more improbable the lie, the higher the chance that people will believe in it. And he reached his goals. He was a talented man.
I'm at the positions in the industrial zone with the 1st Motorized Battalion of the Vostok Brigade. The Ukrainian side started shelling us.
Ukraine has been combating the lies of Russia for 6 years, yet the forces are not equal, since Russia pumps out their stories about Ukrainian murderers faster than Ukraine can disprove them. Time and again, Russia proves that the suffering of people is simply a tool for them. Reported by Ihor Medelian, UATV.